All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honor to the elder apostles, a great millstone that told me the truth. Greetings and salutations to the hopeful elect. And I was going to go into, um, I found this online concerning a Jake who went down by the FBI being held as a black identity extremist. And hey, it's starting to begin. I remember last year, we was going into it how the FBI planned on cracking down on any black identity, who they deem a black identity extremist, and that include you Israelite groups that still hold on to the term Black Hebrew Israelites. And when people place that term upon us, they're giving more what they call that, man. They're giving more leads for law enforcement to investigate us, to watch us, keep tabs on us and our faith. All right, so sometimes I can't help but believe that sometimes when you other people that comes against us and y'all constantly call us Black Hebrew Israelites, it makes me think that you're down with the very same people who wants to come against us and lock us up, put us in prisons or concentration camps, interrogate us, and possibly even kill us. All right, because the FBI is cracking down on anything that identifies itself with the term black, and also that believes in holding weapons, okay, bearing arms, okay. And this is an example right here, man. This is going into 2018. This happened supposedly in the middle of December of 2017. It says alt-right keeps killing as Dallas activists hailed as black identity extremists. And as you can see right here is a picture of the Jake. All right, he got a full beard on it. He got a beard on his face. Okay, so that's one way they can link everything all together. But then he has that dashiki. Okay. Now what does he have in common with that shooter, that Dallas shooter, a couple years back that shot those Dallas police officers that day? Well, he believed in the same thing. He was pro-black. Okay. He rocked the dashiki. I believe he had a beard on his face. And that type of description, that type of appearance is what Esau is looking for. That's his type. That's the description that Esau watches for. Okay. So let me go down real quick. It says in the first few days of 2018, a flurry of news stories have been published about continuing acts of violence carried out by the alt-right and white nationalists. In just the span of a few weeks, the alt-right has been linked to an attempted anti-black terror attack on an Amtrak train in Nebraska, the murder of two parents in Virginia, a plot by a former police officer in D.C. to help the Islamic State and unite them with U.S.-based neo-Nazis, and a deadly shootout with police in Denver. Okay, so all these things happen all within a few weeks, in between the last week of December and going into this particular week. All these things that transpired. All right, and they got Jake right here. Okay, he's a so-called pro-black activist, and you see the weapons that he's holding. All right, he's training Jakes. He's training them to be militant. How to combat. For war. How to shoot guns. Okay, this is what Esau is afraid of, man. Who is Esau? The so-called white man. This is what he's afraid of. If he detect any type of activity, he's gonna investigate you, and then eventually he's gonna crack down on you. All right. Hey, and it's a spirit, because what brothers, what did the Spirit have us crack down on? You Jakes in Israel that's trying to bear arms. You Jakes that's in the spirit of prepping, stockpiling weapons and shit, man. Well, this man, he was doing the same thing, and look what happened with him. Esau moved in on him, the FBI. And you don't think the FBI is watching you and the gun purchases that you're making? This is a tweet from the dude, or well, this is a tweet, I guess about the guy. On December 12th, 2017, the FBI kidnapped Rakim from his home and has him in captivity behind enemy lines with no charges and no bail. They have classified him as a black identity extremist because of his political work in Dallas. You see that? This was tweeted January 1st. Okay? Hey, this is going to be a hell of a year, man, for you so-called pro-blacks. And even you niggas who call yourselves black Hebrew Israelites, man. All right? It says, yet at the same time in Dallas, Texas, an African-American activist, Rakim Balagun, who has spent the past several years organizing mutual aid programs as well as teaching community members about their Second Amendment rights, since December 11th has sat behind federal bars. Balagun's arrest came after police raided his home on a search warrant for a firearm. Further still, Balagun has, according to his supporters, been listed by the FBI as a black identity extremist, or BIE, and continues to be held without bail on the charge of unlawful possession of a firearm, according to supporters who spoke to IGD. Okay, and his organization is called the Guerrilla Mainframe. Okay, and it tells you how the FBI and the ATF raided his home and kicked down his door. Okay, so Esau is coming for you, Jakes, man. All right, and we brought it out before, and it was posted in these articles how the FBI was going to start cracking down on you, Jakes, because they believe you have the incentive of rebelling or violently against law enforcement. Okay, and I remember going into this article months back, and for some reason, when I started going into this information about the FBI, all right, categorizing so-called black men as black identity extremists, for some reason that particular video, it got flagged and shut down. They took it down. They took my video down. Because I guess there was truth to it. Okay. Now going back to this was posted in the New York Times back in November. It says an FBI report leaked in October and scrutinized during an oversight hearing of the House Judiciary Committee on Tuesday warns of an emergent domestic terror threat sweeping the nation and threatening the lives of law enforcement officers. The Black Identity Extremists, or BIE movement, this designation just recently invented by the FBI, is as frightening and dangerous as the Bureau's infamous COINTELPRO program of the 1960s and 70s, under which J. Edgar Hoover set out to disrupt and destroy virtually any group with the word black in its name. You see that? So you know the FBI is on the coattails of you Israelite groups that still call yourselves black, or you out there for black people. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no pro-black thing. This is what we represent is an Israelite thing. An Israelite come in all colors, man. Okay? Our thing is a nationality. It's a faith. It's a culture, a heritage. All right, not a color. You're seeing that this color, this stigma that's placed upon you is becoming a stumbling block for you, man. All right, it's time to wake up out of that shit, man. Okay? It says, today, entirely nonviolent black activists face violations of their civil liberties and even violence if they're deemed part of BIE. The 12-page report prepared by the FBI Domestic Terrorism Analysis Unit in August and later made public by foreignpolicy.org both announces the existence of the Black Identity Extremist movement and deems it as a violent threat. Deems it a violent threat. And of course they're going to think that when they see Jake out there holding big ass guns like this and going out training, all right, setting up gun clubs, constantly going to the gun range, and you got Israelite groups that are doing that, and they're displaying it for the world to see. They putting it on social media and on YouTube, as if the FBI, the CIA, doesn't use these sources of social media to investigate and watch you. You dudes are not circumspect, man. You're not prudent. Okay? Yahweh Shai said, be harmless, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, man. And we're not supposed to give any occasion for the adversary to speak reproachfully, man. All right? But that's what you're doing. See, when they come down on us, they're gonna have they're gonna find nothing on us, man. We're gonna be blameless. Just like when Pontius Pilate was trying to figure out why are they trying to have Yahweh Shai persecuted and put to death, and he was like, man, I can't find nothing on this man. Y'all really want to crucify this man? I find nothing on him. You know what? I'm gonna wash my blood of this just innocent man, this just man. Okay, and it's gonna be the same with us, man. We gonna be found blameless. But Esau, because of the message that we push, it's a threat to his whole entire New World Order system. All right, this is this man's kingdom. This is his world. Okay, right now we're in the so-called white man's world. Hey, Pac made a song about that. In this white man's world, the scriptures tell you Esau is the end of the world, but Jacob is the end of it that followeth. So our world is coming. Yahweh Shai said, if this was my kingdom, then my servants would fight, but I'm not of this world. You know? Yahweh Shai is getting ready to set up the next world for us to rule. So right now, we're not thinking about stockpiling with weapons, or getting AKs and assault rifles, M16s and stuff like that. All right, hey, that's carnal, man. We leave that to the world. Like Jakes like this, they're of the world. All right, they're pushing that pro-black narrative. We're not black, man. You still call yourself black in 2018, man. You still sleep. The only thing that's blacking is your conscience, man. All right. So you know, they was letting it be known months ago that the FBI is ready to crack down on you. They think that you have an incentive to be a violent threat, man. Okay, that you're going to retaliate against law enforcement. It says both announces the existence of the Black Identity Extremist movement and deems it a violent threat, asserting that black activists' grievances about racialized police violence and inequalities in the criminal justice system have spurred retaliatory violence against law enforcement officers. It links incidents of violence by a handful of individual citizens like Michael Johnson, who shot 11 Dallas police officers in July 2016, to BIE ideology, and predicts that perceptions of unjust treatment of African Americans and the perceived unchallenged illegitimate actions of law enforcement will inspire premeditated attacks against law enforcement. And this is what they believe. So because they believe that, they're justified in raining down on you Jakes that believe in stockpiling weapons, because they believe that you're gonna one day rise up against them, and it's gonna be like that Dallas shooting, and then what happened in Denver. You know, they're trying to link that to such, man. But meanwhile, you got these other white nationalist groups. They're doing all type of shit, and Esau refused to call them terrorist groups. Anything that this white man does, it's not an act of terrorism. Only if you of color, then it's an act of terrorism. All right. So this man is the goddamn devil. That's why the Lord's going. Hey, this devil's going to go down, man, and it's going to be a race war. That is going to happen, and the Lord is raising up Jakes like this. That's going to go to war with Esau when the race riots pop off, man. You read that in Second Ezra, the 15th chapter in the Apocrypha, man. Okay, it's going to be one people standing up to fight against another with swords in their hands. Hey, that's what this is all about. But the FBI trying to crack down because they know that you Jakes, all right, you know, you're feared, man. Okay. They don't want to see them white boys getting plugged down in the streets like niggas have been for the last 400 years. Okay. And especially law enforcement. So what is Jake becoming in the eyes of white America? The face of terror. Okay. And that's what brings me to this scripture, Isaiah 19:17. And the land of Judah shall be a terror. All right, you so-called black men in America, you of the tribe of Judah, all right? The Negro man, you're a Judite. Okay? And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt, and we're in Egypt right now. America is the modern day Egypt. The word Egypt is just a Greek word of Egyptus, which means bondage. All right, you was brought here to serve bondage, and you still in bondage. You're not on a chain anymore, but you're still in bondage. Okay, you still got somebody that you have to answer to. You still got to keep this man's laws and policies. You still got to get his permission to travel. All right, you got to when you spend money, his face is on your money. All right, you're the judicial system still treats you like 3/5 of a man. You know, an animal got more rights than you. A homosexual got more rights than you. So yes, you're still in bondage, you Negroes, and you Hispanics and Native Americans too. All right. It says, everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself. You know, and Esau doesn't like seeing so-called black men gathered, okay, and organized, and even training to defend themselves, because hey, that poses a big threat to white America, man. These white people, they don't like seeing that. They rather you just be a Christian and be docile and you know, act like a fucking cupcake, you know, and be soft and love everybody. You know, God is love. You know, God loves everybody. We're supposed to love everybody, even though He doesn't feel that way inwardly. You know, that's how He rather the average Negro be in America, man. Docile like them Christian coons in the church under Christianity and shit, man. All right, it says which He have determined against it. Okay, and that's what's happening right now. Jake is becoming the face of terror again. Okay, and watch how they try to link you with you know, with the Islamic State. You know, they try to link you with all type of situations, man. All you gotta do now is be a so-called black man with a beard on your face. You already a threat. Okay. I'm gonna read a little more of this. You know, I'll post this in the description box for you brothers. You know, to read further on. All right, I'm gonna just get straight to the scriptures. It says, December 11, 2017, early on Monday morning, the FBI and ATF kicked down the door of Rakim Bulagan after following him for over 2 years, issuing a warrant for a charge of alleged illegal possession of a firearm. Why they not doing this to them KKK members and those white nationalist groups, those alt-right groups? They hold those same type of guns. Hell, Esau creates illegal guns. And you don't never hear about the police seizing them and doing raids on them, right? Only if you Jakes do it, it's a problem. Okay, showing you that he's the enemy. Esau, the so-called white man, is your enemy. All right. It says Rakim Bulagan is leading member of a pro-Second Amendment group named Guerrilla Mainframe and Geronimo Tactical based in Dallas, Texas. The organization advocates publicly for the right of black people to legally carry weapons as part of their Second Amendment rights. Rakeem Bulagan remains in federal custody without bail for a charge of allegedly being a danger to the community. So he's a danger to the community, but those white nationalists isn't. They're able to run down on a crowd of people with their vehicles, and it just gets swept under the rug. But if you happen to do that as a so-called black man, or if you do it in another country and you happen to be Middle Eastern or something like that, then it's terrorism. It was a terrorist that did it. This white man is the biggest hypocrite of the entire planet, man. All right. It says this is unheard of in modern legal proceedings for a charge of this type of not warrant on opportunity for the accused to not post bail. So they making sure they keeping this dude indefinitely, man. All right, he's in captivity. It says during the arraignment hearing held last Thursday, the U.S. District Attorney stated that they have been watching the Guerrilla Mainframe and other black political groups for years. And that's what brings me to it this point. All right. Psalms 37, verse 12, it says, the wicked plotteth against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. Okay. And the just is Israel, really dealing with the elect, the men of the Lord that are out there teaching his word. All right. Because they deem us, even though we don't even believe in arming ourselves with weapons, they believe that we're the biggest threat because of the message that we're pushing. Okay. Because we're pushing prophecy, and through prophecy is how this so-called white man, this is how he's getting ready to go down. He has to hear from the prophets that the Lord set up that the Lord's getting ready to take his whole entire enterprise down, his whole entire empire. Okay, this man is known as the beast, the fourth beast. All right, he's known as the red dragon, which the dragon starts with the ancient Roman Empire. But we're back in the Roman Empire, man. This is a Roman system. The European Union is the reincarnation of the Roman system. Okay. So this devil, he's plotting against us. That's why he's watching us. He's watching everybody that identify as a pro-black group. But he also is watching us, even though we don't call ourselves Black Hebrew Israelites. We're a part of that too. And they're watching people from other organizations, like these different Christian groups. All right, they're referring to us as Black Hebrew Israelites, and that term is coined on the Project Megiddo list. So that means, so they've been waiting for this. All right, they've been watching. Okay, they got all of our information in the database system. We're all on file. They know exactly everything about every last one of us, man. Whether you pro-black, whether you whatever you call yourself, man. If your ideology is considered extreme by the standard of the NWO, then yes, you're a part of the problem. Okay, in their eyes, you're a part of the problem. Okay. Let me jump down real quick. Psalms 37 and 32. It says, "The wicked watcheth the righteous, and seeketh to slay him." All right, and ultimately, that's what they're going to want to do. Okay, they're watching us because eventually they want to come down on us, and if we pose such a threat that to the point where they want to terminate us on sight, that's what they're going to do. Okay, and they have different colors, colored lists for those that are appointed to be terminated on sight, and those that are just to be interrogated, and those that'll comply, that won't hold no resistance. All right, but those of us who they know is not gonna bow down to their system, yeah, they're gonna want to kill us immediately, man, whether they kill us with a firearm or whether they put us under that guillotine. Because they bringing them guillotines back, man. Okay? They're being brought back. Okay? And Trump, trust me, believe you, Trump believes in he believes in torture. He believes in enhanced interrogation methods. Okay? They're gonna be doing that to some of you guys too. Okay? This is Psalms 56, verse 5. It says, "Every day they wrest my words, all their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather themselves together, they hide themselves, they mark my steps when they wait for my soul." So yeah, they're watching all of us, man. They're mainly watching the Israelites, man. Okay? They're mainly watching us, but they watching you stupid Israelites that are doing the exact same thing that these pro-black activists are doing. Okay? They seeing you, watching you Israelite groups doing what this man is doing right here, and y'all post it all up on YouTube, and it gives them more ammunition against you, and it makes them tie us all together, put us all in the same boat, the same category. You know, that's what they're doing. Okay, and that's why the scriptures tell you, man, the weapons of our warfare is not carnal but spiritual. All right, we wrestle against not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. Okay, spiritual wickedness in high places. This is a spiritual battle, but Jake makes it a carnal battle. All right, we know it ain't gonna take just no stockpiling of guns to fight against this man. It's gonna take more than, it's gonna take power. All right, spiritual power, man. All right, King David, who was skilled with the sword, this is what he said. He says, "For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me." Okay, the sword is not going to save us, man. All right, it's the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai that's going to save us. Okay, he's going to give us the power to be able to maneuver and defend ourselves against this devil, man. Okay, a lot of you jakes in the world, you know, the things of the spirit is foolishness unto you because you're natural. But to us that mind the things of the spirit, hey, it's not far fetched to us, man. Okay, the men of the Lord, they had power, spiritual power in the past. The Lord's gonna return that power to us again. While you go out there and shoot all them guns and waste all them shells, okay, and still end up dead on your front porch, the men of the Lord, you know, they're gonna be protected. The angels is gonna be with them. Okay. We wait for the power to when you shoot at us, you're gonna see it's gonna be like some shit out of Luke Cage or the Matrix or some shit, man. Or what was that movie with Will Smith, man? Hancock. Okay, that's the type of power the Lord is gonna restore to his elect, man. Okay, it says Psalms 44:7, "But thou hast saved us from our enemies, who? The Most High, and has put them to shame that hated us." Okay, and this so-called white man, you know, he hates us. He's showing you that he hates us. He's building cases against us falsely, man. You know, because their narrative is that you're training this so you can go and actually kill white people or kill police officers. I'm sure you jakes are doing this because you're training to defend yourselves against the law enforcement that comes down against us, man. You know, you're training for self-defense, not to go and commit murder. But the media, with their propaganda, they'll put you out there as if that's your incentive, that's your motive. Because this man is the devil, man. What does the word devil means? It means to be a false accuser and a deceiver. And that's what the so-called white man, that's what he's best at, man. Falsely accusing and deceiving people, man. All right. He's the ultimate terrorist that like to victimize his own self. Okay, and that's all. It's all psychological, man. All right, he likes to manipulate and get you to feel sympathy for him when he's the aggressor. You know, like he's scared for his life. That's his everyday. That's his everyday justification for why he kills a nigga. I was scared for my life, motherfucker. You wanted to kill, man. You wanted to commit murder. You're Cain, and we're Abel, and that spirit always been since that incident, man. It's no new thing. All right. So, I just want to go into this, man, to bring awareness, to you brothers, among us, and whoever else is watching, man. All right. Hey, the scriptures tell you this I'm going to leave off with this. All right. We supposed to be circumspect, man, constantly watching. Ephesians 5 and Ephesians 5 and 15, it says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. All right, don't be foolish out there, man. Pay attention and be spiritual. All right, these jakes in the world, they don't know how to really be spiritual, man. They're carnal. They have that carnal nature, man. All right, Esau's carnal. He's doing the same thing you niggas are doing. While you prepping up, hey, Esau's prepping up. While you at the gun range, Esau, he's more so at the gun range. And you better believe he got more weapons than you got. Okay? And he got more advanced militarized weapons at that. You ain't gonna be able to beat this man at that game. He was blessed with the sword. All right? So I'm gonna read it again. It says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. And we in the days where, the devil is gonna come down on us having great wrath, because he know that he had but a short time. Okay, this white man's getting ready to go down. He's getting ready to lose his empire, his kingdom. And he's afraid, so he got the natural enemy, the natural threat to his empire is Israel, Jacob. So he's getting ready to persecute Jacob again. All right? Tribulation, Jacob's trouble is getting ready to happen, man. Okay? And he's coming for you for the brothers too. All right? But we're gonna be blameless when they come for us, man. And the Lord's gonna give us the spirit to utter the things that we're gonna say when they do capture us, man. All right? And then it tells you in Revelation 2 and 10, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Just like they did this Jake here. Okay, they're gonna do that to the men of the Lord too. But the Lord said, be faithful unto death, and the Lord will give you a crown of life. All right. So with that, hopefully this was edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone, peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.